Hi and welcome to Online Appliance Tech. Today we're going to show you how to replace the idler pulley the most easiest way, I would say, on one of these type of dryers. If you have one that looks like this, the Maytag or Cabrio or Whirlpool dryer, this video is for you. So the first question is, does your dryer sound like this? So if your dryer sounds like this, 99% of the time it is your idler pulley. If it makes like a rumble sound, it's probably going to be the roller wheel. But this video is more for the pulley itself, so make sure you unplug it. So since we're just going to replace the idler pulley, we can actually go from the back. You may have to disconnect the gas line. I will show you how to remove the gas line and install it correctly at the end of the video. As you can see now, I don't have it. And you'll take a 1/4, usually that's your bit size, to remove the 1/4 bit screws from the back. So we're going to remove the back panel. So let's go ahead, and there's a gas line. Let's go ahead and remove all the screws. Just make sure not to rub your hand across the metal part at the edge, because you can't cut your hand. But let's go ahead and get these screws off. So now, since we have all the screws removed, we'll just kind of lean the panel forward. Be careful with sharp there, and then just lift up on it from the bottom grooves and pull from the gas line itself. And then you'll have to take your, I don't know, you can take a flathead like this, and you can pry off the wiring from the cord or from the prong itself. Usually these wire connectors, it can only fit on a certain prong itself, but it might be safe just to take a picture to make sure when you do put it back on, you put it on the right side, I would say. So right down here is the pulley. Let me give you a better view. There it is. Let me shop back these spider webs up real quick. I don't like spiders. So this is idler pulley. I will leave a link in the description below if you want to get the OEM part. I definitely recommend OEM over off-brand. Sometimes you can get these way cheaper, but they don't last as long, and they actually make a lot louder noises. So yeah, this one's nice and smooth, and yeah. So if you have a small ratchet set, this is probably the easiest way. You can put your extension on the ratchet and then put a 1/4, and then you can add like a one. Actually, this is a 3/8 to remove both the holes of the idler pulley. So let's get this up and running. So you can put it together like this, and this way you can kind of put your hand in there and get to everything. Okay, so now we're going to remove the belt from the idler pulley. It's good to inspect this belt too, which you do have to take the whole dryer apart from the front to replace the belt. But press the pulley back and remove it from the motor pulley. And there we go. One hand is kind of hard to do. And then once you remove it, just release the pulley. And now we can remove the pulley itself. So to remove the pulley, you'll use your 3/8 that's counterclockwise, and then once you get loosened up enough, you can just use your hands to remove the bolt the rest of the way. So yeah, this is definitely your sound. So usually, like I stated from the beginning, the idler pulley makes like a squealing sound, and the roller wheels make more like a thumping, grinding sound. So in this case, we definitely know it's a squealing. So to install this pulley, you'll line it up with the hole, and then you'll connect the front spring to the little groove at the beginning of the pulley Let me see if I can give you a better light. It's kind of a tight little angle, especially trying to get a camera in. And so we'll line it up, and then what I'll do is I'll start the bolt with my hand, usually use my 3/8 and put the bolt at the end of it so I can screw it in. That way I can hold it in place, and then once I get it started I'll use my wrench to finish it. Okay, so now everything's nice and snugged, so that's not going to come off. And now we have to reinstall the belt. So to install the belt, you're going to come in front of the pulley, and then you can press the pulley back, and then you'll just latch it to the motor pulley. So press back and latch to the motor pulley. So say if your belt is starting to crack, or you have a couple roller wheels that you have to replace. Like I said, you would have to take the front dryer apart. So disassemble it from the front, I guess you would say. I will leave a video at the end of this video, but say if your belt is starting to shred down, you have to take the whole dryer apart. And if your wheels are bad, same thing. So like I said, I will leave a video at the end of this one that will show you how to disassemble Whirlpool Cabrio, which is the same type dryer as the Maytag and so forth, same family. So when you put this back on, you're going to put this through the gas line through the hole itself, then we'll have to tighten that up, and just make sure not to cut your hands, and then you'll pull the, there we go, pull that where it lines up. And now we'll reconnect the harness to the power cord itself. So if they're both the same, definitely make sure you take a picture before you remove it so you can put it on correctly, but these are kind of dummy proof. They can only go on one way. So once you get that back on, you'll line up the back, and what I like to do is make sure the bottom is slid into the grooves. And then if that's done correctly, the screws should be aligned on the side of the dryer. That way you can just easily put in the two at the top, and then just start working your way down the side and the bottom. So since everything's aligned, I'm going to go ahead and install the top two screws. This way at least hold itself up, and then I can just put the rest in. So let's re-plug in the dryer. Make sure you unplug it before you work on it. Let's see what it sounds like now. And there we go, way better. So it is a little loud because I do have the back off and I'm in a little garage, but definitely way quieter. So I'm going to go ahead and install the gas line, and then I'm going to remove it. So either or, you'll have to reinstall it once you remove it. So if you don't have no gas tape, definitely get some, but I do see a lot of mistakes on installing gas lines. So a lot of times I see too much tape. It should just be one layer across the whole gas line or gas valve itself. So as you can see there, it's one layer. I cut off the extra, and I always go clockwise, because when I turn it, I want it to be in the same direction, if that makes sense. So here's another tip. Here's the orifice. This has to be flush against the gas connection, I guess we'll call it. Let me see if I can give you a better angle. It has to be flush. So like I say, if you put too much tape, it won't be flush, because it can't connect, and that's how you get small gas leaks. What I like to do is line it up, and then I'll just easily tighten it up with my hand just where it starts. Then I pull back on the gas line to keep it straight, nice and straight, not sideways, because then it won't align straight. And then I tighten it up with my hand as I gently pull back. This way everything's aligned and there's not going to be no leak. So now I'm going to use my two pliers, one to turn the gas line and one to hold the valve itself. So let me get this to the right. Obviously make sure you turn your gas off before you remove the line. So I'm going to hold the left and turn down on my right, because if you just take one and turn, so I hold and turn down to tighten. If I turn without holding it, I can turn the inside, the whole line itself. So I want to make sure I hold it as I turn. Hopefully this makes sense. So here's a belt if you need a belt. As I was speaking, you will have to take the whole dryer apart. It's OEM belt. You can get all these on Online Appliance Parts Hub. Here's the OEM wheels. Also, you can get on Online Appliance Parts Hub. And so now let's remove the gas line. Say if you have to remove it from the beginning, turn the gas off. You'll tighten down the back valve and counterclockwise for the gas line. That's it. So I do hope this video was helpful, and hit that like button if you don't mind, and subscribe if you want to check out more future videos, and thanks for watching. Have a good one.